My dear friend, I want to speak with you today about something that touches the heart of every human being. I want to talk about lust, about desire, about that powerful force that can pull us in so many directions and create such restlessness in our minds and hearts. You see, my dear friend, lust is not something evil. It is not something to be ashamed of. It is simply a natural part of being human. It arises in the mind and body just like hunger arises, just like thirst arises. It is one of the many experiences that come and go in this life. But the Buddha taught us something very important about lust. He taught us that while lust itself is natural, our relationship with it can cause great suffering. When we grasp at desire, when we chase after it desperately, when we let it control our actions, we create pain for ourselves and for others. So the question is not how to destroy lust, but how to relate to it wisely, how to see it clearly, how to be with it without being controlled by it. The Buddha's technique for working with lust is very simple but very profound. It is the practice of mindfulness. It is the practice of awareness. It is learning to observe what is happening in your mind and body without immediately reacting, without being swept away. Let me explain this slowly and gently. When lust arises, the first thing to do is simply notice it. Just become aware that desire is present. You can say to yourself quietly, lust is here. Desire has arisen. This is what I am feeling right now. You do not judge it. You do not call it good or bad. You simply acknowledge it the way you would acknowledge that it is raining outside or that the wind is blowing. It is simply a fact. It is simply something that is happening in this moment. This simple act of noticing creates something very important. It creates space. It creates a gap between the feeling and your reaction to it. In that gap, there is freedom. In that space, you have a choice. Most people do not have this space. The desire arises and immediately they react. They either chase after it or they fight against it. There is no pause, no awareness, no choice. But with mindfulness, you create that pause. You create that moment of clarity. After you notice that lust is present, the next step is to observe it more carefully. What does it actually feel like? Where do you feel it in your body? Is there heat? Is there tension? Is there a pulling sensation? Is there restlessness? Just feel these sensations without trying to change them. You are not trying to make the lust go away. You are not trying to make it stronger. You are simply experiencing it as it is with curiosity and openness. As you observe, you will notice something interesting. The sensation is not solid. It is not one steady thing. It changes from moment to moment. Sometimes it is stronger, sometimes weaker. Sometimes it is in one place, sometimes another. It moves and shifts like a flame flickering. This is very important to see because it shows you that lust is impermanent. It is not a fixed thing. It is a process constantly changing. And because it is impermanent, you do not need to act on it immediately. You can simply watch it arise, stay for a while, and then fade away by itself. Everything that arises must pass away. This is the law of nature. Lust comes and lust goes. Desire appears and desire disappears. No matter how strong it feels in this moment, it will not last forever. Understanding this brings great peace. It brings patience. You realize you can sit with uncomfortable feelings without being overwhelmed. You can let them be without acting on them compulsively. Now, as you observe lust with mindfulness, you can also begin to look more deeply. What is this desire really seeking? On the surface, it seems to want pleasure, to want satisfaction. But if you look underneath, you will see that there is a feeling of lack, a feeling of emptiness, a feeling that something is missing. We feel this restlessness inside, and we think that if we could just satisfy this desire, we would feel complete. We would feel whole. We would feel at peace. But this is an illusion, my dear friend. Think about how many times you have satisfied a desire only to find that the satisfaction was temporary. How many times you got what you wanted only to find that soon you wanted something else. The cycle never ends. One desire is satisfied and another appears. This happens because we are looking for happiness in the wrong place. We are trying to find lasting peace in temporary pleasures. We are trying to fill an inner emptiness with outer things. And it cannot work. The Buddha saw this truth very clearly. He saw that craving is the root of suffering, not because desire itself is bad, but because we keep expecting it to give us something it cannot give. We keep expecting the temporary to make us permanently happy. So when you observe lust with mindfulness, you can recognize this pattern. You can see that this desire is promising happiness, but it is a false promise. And when you see this clearly, not just intellectually, but in your direct experience, something inside you naturally relaxes. The urgency fades. The compulsion weakens. This does not happen through force. It happens through understanding. It happens through seeing the truth. Now, it is very important that you practice this mindfulness with compassion. Many people observe their desires with harshness, with judgment, with disgust. This is not helpful. This only creates more suffering. Instead, approach your lust with kindness. Treat it the way you would treat a small child who is upset. You would not hate the child. You would not push the child away. You would hold the child gently and try to understand. In the same way, when lust arises, hold it gently in your awareness. Say to yourself, this is difficult. This is what it feels like to be human. And that is okay. I can be with this feeling without acting on it and without hating myself for having it. This compassionate awareness is very healing. It allows you to accept all parts of yourself without shame, without division. You become whole. Much of our struggle with lust comes from the fact that we have been taught to hide it, to be ashamed of it. This creates a split inside us. Part of us feels desire and part of us hates that part. We become divided against ourselves. Mindfulness helps us become whole again. We can feel desire without being ashamed. We can acknowledge it without being controlled by it. As you practice this mindfulness regularly, you will notice something wonderful. The lust still arises from time to time, but it has less power over you. You can observe it, understand it, and let it pass without being swept away. You also begin to notice the conditions that make lust stronger. Perhaps it arises more when you are tired, when you are stressed, when you are lonely, when you are bored. Seeing these patterns helps you address the deeper needs underneath the desire. Maybe what you really need is rest, or connection, or meaning in your life. When you address these deeper needs in healthy ways, lust naturally becomes less compelling. Meditation practice is essential for developing this mindfulness. When you sit in meditation each day, even for just a few minutes, you are training your mind to be calm, to be aware, to be present. Let me guide you through a simple practice. Find a comfortable place to sit with your back relatively straight. Close your eyes or lower your gaze. Bring your attention to your breath, feeling the air moving in and out. If lust is present, acknowledge it. Then bring your attention to the physical sensations that come with it. Where in your body do you feel it? Just notice. Just feel. Observe these sensations with gentle curiosity. Remember that these are just sensations. They are not you. They are not permanent. They are simply experiences arising in this moment, and like all experiences, they will change and pass away. Stay with this observation as long as you need. There is no hurry. You are simply being present with what is. This practice is simple but very powerful. The more you do it, the more freedom you gain. Freedom does not mean never feeling lust. Freedom means not being controlled by it. Freedom means having a choice. You see, my dear friend, the Buddha taught us the middle path, not indulging desire completely, not suppressing it violently, just being present with it, understanding it, and letting it be without acting on it compulsively. This middle path requires patience. It requires practice. But every time you bring mindfulness to your experience of desire, you are building this capacity. You are strengthening the muscles of awareness. And it is important to remember that setbacks are normal. There will be times when you act on lust in ways you later regret. When this happens, do not despair. Treat it as a learning opportunity. What were the conditions that led to this? What can you learn? And then forgive yourself. Treat yourself with the same compassion you would show a dear friend. Everyone makes mistakes. What matters is that you keep walking the path. Another helpful practice is to cultivate positive qualities that naturally reduce the power of lust. The Buddha taught us to develop loving kindness, compassion, contentment, gratitude. When your heart is filled with loving kindness, with genuine care for yourself and others, there is less room for selfish desire. When you feel content with what you have, you are less driven by constant craving. You can practice loving kindness meditation by sitting quietly and repeating phrases like, "May I be happy, may I be peaceful, may I be free from suffering." Let these words sink into your heart. Then extend these wishes to others. This practice softens the heart. It creates a sense of warmth and connection that is much more satisfying than the fleeting pleasure of lust. Also, taking care of your physical health helps. Eating well, sleeping enough, exercising regularly. When the body is healthy and balanced, the mind is more balanced too. You are less vulnerable to being overwhelmed by any strong emotion, and having meaningful activities in your life is important. When you are engaged in work that matters, in relationships that nourish you, in pursuits that fulfill you, Your energy is directed positively. You feel more complete. You do not need to keep chasing temporary pleasures. The Buddha also taught about guarding the sense doors. This means being wise about what you expose yourself to. If certain images or situations increase your lust and disturb your peace, it is wise to avoid them when possible, not out of fear, but out of compassion for yourself, out of a desire to protect your peace of mind. At the same time, you cannot control everything. Desires will arise. This is natural, but you can control your response. You can choose awareness over reaction. Let me tell you about the deeper purpose of all this practice. The Buddha taught that the ultimate goal is liberation, complete freedom from suffering. This liberation comes from letting go of all craving, all grasping, all clinging. Every time you observe lust without acting on it compulsively, you are tasting a little bit of this freedom. You are experiencing what it is like to not be controlled by desire. And the more you practice, the more this freedom grows. This is not about becoming perfect. This is about becoming free. Free to live with wisdom and compassion. Free to love truly instead of grasping selfishly. Free to be at peace regardless of what desires arise. So, my dear friend, I encourage you to practice. Practice with sincerity. Practice with patience. Practice with kindness toward yourself. Notice when lust arises. Observe it with gentle awareness. Feel the sensations without judgment. Recognize the impermanent nature of desire. See through the false promise of lasting happiness from temporary pleasure. And cultivate the positive qualities of loving kindness, compassion, contentment. Take care of your body and mind. Engage in meaningful activities. Meditate regularly. Step by step, breath by breath, moment by moment, you are walking the path to freedom. You are developing wisdom. You are growing in compassion. You are becoming whole. This path works. If you practice sincerely, you will see results. Maybe not immediately, but over time, transformation occurs. Peace deepens. Freedom grows. You are not alone on this journey. The Buddha walked this path. Countless practitioners have walked this path. They faced the same challenges, and they found liberation. You have the same potential. You have Buddha nature within you. You just need to uncover it through practice, through awareness, through compassion. So be encouraged. Be patient with yourself. Keep practicing. Every moment is a new opportunity to choose awareness, to choose wisdom, to choose peace. May you find freedom on this path. May you discover the peace that comes from within. May you be happy. May you be peaceful. May you be free from suffering. Walk gently, my dear friend. Walk mindfully. The path is here. The teachings are clear. You have everything you need. May all beings everywhere find this same peace, this same freedom. May all beings be released from the grip of desire. May all beings awaken to their true nature. Practice well. Live with awareness. Love with wisdom. And step by step, you will find the liberation that the Buddha taught. Namo Buddhaya.